70 kilometers a day for an entire week in Dubai, where the average temperature is 32 degrees Celsius. This is a challenge that almost broke me. I set this challenge for myself to prepare for a big race in St. Petersburg this summer, and to inspire as many people as possible to run their first kilometer, 5, 10, 20, or even a marathon. After all, there was a time when I thought running was hard, but then I saw that some people could run 50 or even 100 kilometers. I realized that the only limits are in our minds, so without thinking too long, I bought plane tickets, 12 hours of flights, and here I am. Yes, this is my room. Over there we have an amazing sunset. Now I'm going to work. My voice is a bit hoarse. I'll work, then go for a run, rest for about 1 or 2 days while I'm here, right after arriving, and then I'll get started. The heat here is unreal. It's 30 degrees, but as my acquaintances and friends tell me, this is actually a normal temperature here. It's not even hot yet, it's still cool. So, good morning. I woke up at 4, but only fell asleep at 10, even though I went to bed at 8. That is, my brain started to worry, to get anxious. How is it going to be tomorrow? What am I going to do? So all these thoughts kept me from sleeping, but then I calmed down and fell asleep. I decided to get up not at 3, but at 4, and now I'm already starting to... I planned to start early, at 3 or 4 in the morning, and run the entire distance at once. Not to spread it out over the whole day, so that I could still take care of work tasks afterwards. Of course, at that point I still didn't really understand what was ahead of me. In the morning the temperature was cooler, around 20 to 25 degrees, so running was comfortable. An unfamiliar area to me, and that also took a lot of energy just to figure out where I needed to run, where to eat, where to get water, where food would be cheaper because this isn't a cheap city, and then there was the loneliness because literally none of my loved ones were there and no one spoke my language. So I really started to worry.
So far I've only run 20 kilometers. I'm feeling fine, but I'm losing so much water because of the heat, so I have to drink a lot of isotonic drinks to avoid feeling really bad. Right now the view is like this. The sun is rising, it's very beautiful, but there's still a lot of work ahead, 50 kilometers to go. There's nothing to worry about on the first day, everything else is still ahead.
With the arrival of dawn, things more or less started to get better. I found a route, figured out how to find my way to the hotel even without maps, and gradually started to adapt.
25, 30, 35.
But the heat kept increasing. On average, it was 32 degrees Celsius in Dubai. Sometimes it was 28 on cloudy days, and sometimes 35 during my stay, so I ran in both kinds of conditions. At the hotel, I had powdered isotonic drink, so that's how I replenished my minerals. And then I also got a gainer. That's what helped me maintain my body mass. Because during such runs, I was burning about 6,000 calories a day. And if I ate only regular food, it would have been very hard for me to meet my requirements. So I ate everything I could find.
So I ran 35 kilometers. Now I'm going to go into the hotel, drink some isotonic, have some water, and take a shower because I sweated a lot. Once I shower, I'll feel much better.
What upset me was that the very first day didn't go exactly as planned. I had planned to do 70 kilometers in 7 hours, but I ran even slower and only finished in 8. And it was at that moment that I started to realize just how difficult it was going to be.
In terms of timing, it didn't work out the way I wanted because it's already 7 o'clock and I've only run 60 kilometers. I was supposed to run at a pace of 6 and cover 70 kilometers in 7 hours. It didn't work out that way. It just didn't. So we're doing it in 8 hours. After that, I'll work, take care of some things, and go to sleep.
Right now, as I'm walking, I have literally 8 kilometers left. I'll run them right away. The only thing is, the water inside my body, it just always runs out. You really have to drink often. And there are peacocks walking around here. Just like that. So, 70 kilometers in 8 hours. Now I'm heading home to wash up, recover, and tomorrow at 3 in the morning, we'll start again.
It feels like my legs are fine, I can run. I started just now at 4:30 in the morning and so far I've run 1 kilometer.
I woke up again at 4. Surprisingly, there was no pain in my joints, ligaments, or muscles. I just felt tired. I went to bed at 8 p.m. and slept for about 8 hours, which helped me recover well. I used a sleep mask and earplugs to get the best possible quality of sleep during this period. On the second day, it was a bit easier for me because I had already mapped out the route a little. And when you have something familiar, like a route, you no longer have to think about which way to turn, or where it's better to run, or worry that there might not be a road and you can't get through. So all those worrying questions disappeared. Now the task was simply to run. But even running was no longer that easy. I started walking more not because of any pain, but more because of the heaviness in my legs and fatigue. Along the way I found places where I would later eat, and I found drinking fountains. It turned out they were everywhere, because on the first day I was still spending money on water. But after that I didn't buy water at all, I just remembered where those fountains were located. Even on this day, the heaviness in my legs was making itself felt. I was still surprised that there was no pain in my muscles or joints. That means I was very well prepared for this. My daily runs for 2000 days without missing a single one built a solid foundation. But it was still too early to judge. There were still 400 kilometers ahead.
I just ran 30 kilometers this morning in one go. I also made a stop at 35 kilometers at a hotel. I'm going to load up on isotonic drinks. Now I'm looking for a place to eat, and then I'll keep running. I really want to stop and walk, but for now I'm managing to keep a pace of 6:11. That's good. From here on, the plan is just to push through as best I can, because the second day is definitely not easy anymore.
Psychologically, to make it easier, I broke the distance down in my mind. Right in the morning, I planned to run 35 and then cover another 35 in parts. For example, 20, then 10 and 5. That's how I finished the second day. The sun started beating down even harder, and the fatigue from it increased many times over. The pressure kept building and it was getting harder. That's why the sun was my main enemy.
It's 32 degrees Celsius right now. It's just melting everything. But there are 10 kilometers left. 70. This is the second day.
That day, a sense of reluctance was already growing. Even though I slept 8 hours, of course, it wasn't enough for the kind of strain I was going through. Before this, I was scared of the unknown. I honestly didn't understand how I was going to do it, but by the third day, everything was clear. You just have to run, walk, and run. Don't stop. Even though I started running early in the morning, I still ended up doing most of the run right in the heat. By noon, it was the hottest, and I wouldn't finish until 1 o'clock. And the heat would warm up my already overheated body so much that it drained a ton of energy. In total, I drank about 4 to 5 liters of water a day just to maintain my water balance and cool my body down a bit.
I've already run 28. The only thing is the heat is really exhausting, but I don't have any problem with running, following my system. Run, walk, walk. I even tried running at a 3:30 pace for a while, about 200 meters. It felt okay, but everything is still ahead.
At the same time as running, I also managed to work, editing videos, releasing them, shooting new ones, and planning other tasks. That also took up time. So by the third day, I finished even later because I was out of energy.
This is brutal. It's so hot. Just so you understand, I'm losing so much water. When I see water fountains, even if they're 200 meters apart, I still run up and drink from them. The water just evaporates right away.
When I was already going to bed, I realized that I had made a big mistake.
Basically, my skin on my back got so sunburned just because I went for a run in a t-shirt once that now I'm lying here and it burns so much. I'm honestly just in shock. Tomorrow, I definitely need to put on some cream, try to heal it somehow, and for the rest of the days not take off my t-shirt at all, otherwise my skin will be ruined. Damn, seriously. The rest of my body doesn't hurt, only the upper part of my trapezius and shoulders hurts. It's just that this area got really badly sunburned.
At night, I slept poorly because of my sunburned skin. I could literally feel that my sleep was just on the surface. So I decided not to get up early but to sleep until 6 in the morning, and then I had to go out running right in the peak of the heat. Luckily, I applied sunscreen to my skin so my arms, legs and neck didn't get burned. Only my trapezius and shoulders got sunburned. That's where I didn't put any sunscreen at all. Running during the day was even worse than running early in the morning, because in addition to the heat, Dubai also had high humidity and the whole air was very warm. This made it difficult to cool my body down.
I've run 17 kilometers, I'm heading to the hotel, and I'll finish the remaining 53 kilometers only in the evening. It takes me about 6, maybe 7 hours for all of this, but that's the only way. I'll have to wrap this up. My head isn't really working right now.
About halfway through, I switched to a cotton t-shirt because the synthetic one was chafing me. But the synthetic shirt ventilated much better, while cotton did not. Later, when the sun had already set, it became much easier for me in terms of temperature. But then another problem appeared. It was drowsiness. I had accumulated a ton of fatigue over the day, and the onset of nighttime only made it worse.
So I went out for my second run. I've already run 35, but when I started out, it was only 18. And this is the only t-shirt I have. It's made of cotton, and it doesn't breathe well at all. I sweat terribly in it, but at least it doesn't chafe anywhere, so I can actually run pretty comfortably and freely, because the ones that are more breathable, made from special sports materials, they chafe me terribly. Now it's a pit stop to load up on carbs. I tried it out, tested my strength, ran about 2 or 3 kilometers, or maybe even just one, at a pace of 4, 350, even 330 at some points. Most of the time I'm running, but right now I'm walking. My pace even dropped from an average of 8:30 to 7:50, and this is already at the 51st kilometer. To make that jump, you really have to push yourself.
At first, my strategy was to keep a pace of 6 minutes per kilometer so I could finish in about 7 hours. Obviously, I probably expected too much from myself. It's possible in any case, but so far I haven't managed it. 50 is an achievable goal for me, but when it comes to 70, that's something that makes me a bit anxious. I've probably been walking for a kilometer already, but honestly, it's not easy for me right now. By the way, it's already 12:30.
So, little by little, I finished the 4th day, wrapped up by midnight, and went straight to bed.
I've already run 22 kilometers, and I still have 48 to go. I also started during the day. Today it's more or less cloudy, there's no strong sun. As you can see, my skin is still sunburned, but it didn't burn today. I used to run in a t-shirt, but now I decided to wear a tank top since the sun is already setting. Yesterday I was really feeling sleepy. I don't know, apparently because I didn't eat much before the run or during it, I started to feel a bit shaky. I thought maybe my glucose level had just dropped because after I ate, I felt fine. Also, yesterday evening, I started walking a lot because I was insanely sleepy, but now I think I'll try to get it done as quickly as possible. You don't even think about it anymore, like, okay, 70 kilometers to run, fine. I'm mostly thinking that right now I need to run 20 kilometers first, then I'll get to the beach, 15 there and 15 back, that'll be 50, and then there will be 20 left. They have these things everywhere where you can drink from. And imagine there's a fridge like this where I can get some water, so it opens, I can take any water I want and drink it. What even is this?
On the 5th day, I started running at 2 p.m, planning not to run until midnight, but to finish earlier so I could get up earlier and get back on schedule. At first, everything seemed easy enough. It wasn't so sunny that day, there were clouds and a breeze was blowing. Overall, the weather was good. There was nothing to complain about. I just needed to make the most of this opportunity and run for as long as possible. But then, in a single moment, all my plans just collapsed.
Honestly, I'm really disappointed right now because my phone is dying on me. I'm filming on another one now, but I need that one too. Another thing is it took me 5 hours to run 35 kilometers, so that's 5 hours for half the distance. What am I doing wrong? It's just that as it seems to me, I was running the whole time there and sometimes walking a bit, but now I'm also walking, though mostly I'm running, especially on the treadmill. There's just no way not to run here. And the problem is that it seems like I'm running the whole time and at a decent pace, but apparently I really do walk so much that it takes me 9 hours to run 70 kilometers. I haven't trained yet. Now I'm going to look for a pull-up bar on the beach to do some pull-ups. I found a pull-up bar nearby. I'll do maybe 100 reps and then head back to the hotel. I still have 5 kilometers to the hotel, which will bring my total to 50 kilometers. It's already 6 hours and 27 minutes in. I'm feeling a bit worn out because yes, when you start in the morning, you still have a lot of energy left, but at least I sleep really well afterwards. Alright, enough talking, it's time to do pull-ups. Basically, my legs are buzzing really hard, and overall, I'm feeling pretty rough right now. Just so you understand, in 8 hours, I've only managed to run 52 kilometers. I still have 18 more to somehow get done. But whatever, even if I finish at 5 in the morning tomorrow, I still have to do it. There are literally only 2 days left, tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. I lost the ability to run half in the morning and then do the other half in the evening and still get a good night's sleep. Now I have to cover the full distance from the peak of the day when the sun is out, all the way into the evening and late at night, when I have much less energy. But right now the plan is that I have 18 kilometers left to run. That's not so much. The most important thing is to get out there. So, I ended up sitting in the hotel for about an hour. 9 hours had already passed, and my watch only showed 51 kilometers. Well, now I've decided to run without stopping. Man, yeah, things like this are really not easy at all. It's normal that it's not easy for me. If it were easy, anyone could do it. But that's not the case. So I just ran 350 kilometers in 5 days, running 70 kilometers every day. I have 2 more days left to run the same distance, and then I'll complete my challenge. Probably a lot of people have heard the advice, believe in yourself and everything will work out. But believing in yourself is quite a difficult thing, especially when a person tells themselves they're going to do something and then doesn't do it. Trust in yourself is completely lost. And it's things like this when you achieve something that show you kept your word and did the impossible. Good morning. I woke up today at 10:50. It's the 6th day, and I went to bed at 3 in the morning. Now it's already getting close to 4 o'clock. So I'm heading out really late, but I still can't get my schedule back on track because I went to bed whenever I could. Yesterday I spent 11 hours to run 70.
On the 6th day, I had a good night's sleep after the hardest day. I needed to process it, not just physically but also psychologically. To do this, I slept with earplugs and an eye mask so that even when the sun came up, it was still dark for me. I only went to bed at 2 a.m. and that really helped me. That's the best way to recover.
It feels like I can keep running non-stop for now.
As soon as I started running, time just flew by. I ran 20 kilometers, then another 20, and then more. So, after 7 hours and 30 minutes, my watch showed 60 kilometers. I was shocked at myself. After such a tough day, it was as if all obstacles had disappeared. I entered some kind of flow state. My body felt the exertion as if it were already something normal. The contrast was really noticeable. Yesterday I barely hobbled to the finish. I didn't know how to go on, but today it felt like just a regular part of my day.
My jackpot? Water. Damn, the water is hot, really hot. Some places it's cold, some places it's hot.
By the end, I really did get tense. The fatigue still hit me. Something started to chafe badly. My Achilles tendon was overstrained. But that day I managed to finish in 9 hours and didn't go to bed as late. The last day, 70 kilometers in a day. Am I even alive? It's hard to believe this is the 7th day. It all felt like a dream, as if I was watching it from the outside. That day, the weather outside was the worst. It was 35 degrees Celsius with high humidity. I covered myself with sunscreen as much as I could and set off running. After 50 kilometers, my Achilles tendon was rubbing hard against my sneaker and became inflamed above the periosteum. At first, I could run through these sensations, but then the discomfort grew.
Just so you understand, I'm simply carrying my phone in my pocket, and it rubs so badly because I'm running for 9 hours. Band-Aids help me. Whenever I get chafed, bam, I cover it up. So 50 kilometers. It took me 7 hours. Still, you end up walking more towards the end. And here come the problems. My left leg started cramping up badly. Specifically right here, all around the perimeter. As soon as I start to run again, it starts hurting a lot. I already walked about a kilometer, maybe 2 before this, but now I'll try to just keep walking and maybe the pain will go away. Basically, this part is cramping up so badly that I had to sit down for now. Let my legs breathe, because they haven't breathed for all 7 hours. A lot of time has already passed.
Then I would get back into my stride, then walk again. It got so unpleasant that I just sat down twice. After that, I slowly managed to keep running.
Yeah, I'm moving slowly, finding my own pace. Right now, it seems like I'm running at a pace of 5. Everything will work out.
"490 kilometers in 7 days, running 70 kilometers each day. I did this in Dubai in temperatures of plus 32 degrees Celsius. I burned about 42,000 calories. On average, it took me 8.5 hours to run 70 kilometers. I did this with the goal of inspiring as many people as possible to run their first kilometer, 5, 10, 20, or even a marathon. In life, we experience a lot of discomfort. Stopping eating unhealthy food, quitting social media, getting rid of some addiction, all of this is unpleasant. But when you learn how to get through discomfort in life, you understand how to do it in other areas as well. And then, no temptations can stop you anymore. Right now it's about 2 in the morning. I just finished with this view of Dubai and now I'm going to fully recover. I wish everyone success. Let's keep going.